If you went looking for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles today, you'd probably find this recently released Michael Bay blockbuster. But for some, the four crime-fighting reptiles bring back very different memories. What fans of the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon may not know, however, is that many of the show's episodes were produced in Dublin, in a studio called Murakami Wolf.
So Fred saw an opportunity, because there was a growing animation business in Ireland, to set up a studio here in conjunction with his old colleague Jimmy Murakami to make episodes of the Turtle series, because there was more than he could cope with in Los Angeles. So Murakami Wolf was set up. The studio in Dublin was a full production studio.
As well as the Turtles, Murakami Wolf also made Speed Racer and James Bond Jr. cartoons in Dublin, and was one of a number of studios attracted here by low-cost talent and favourable taxes.
Well, the pitch at that stage was, Fred, if you manufacture your animation in Ireland, you can obviously get access to very good talented people at a much lower cost than you would in Hollywood. And number two, you would be eligible for the manufacturing 12.5% tax. At that stage, I think it was 10% tax. And you got a supportive government. So Fred bought into the idea, came over and set up the studio.
The presence of the big studios created huge opportunities for Irish animators, with many of them going straight from college into well-paying, highly skilled jobs.
They needed bodies, they needed people that were interested, so they basically forklifted the entire class up and said, right, we're going to try this, and whatever you can do, dropped it into the studio. I think we did something like 18 episodes of the Turtles, which at the time we didn't really understand how big they were, but then, you know, you went down to a local supermarket or toy store and it was huge, the merchandise was massive and everything, but to us it was just a job.
Demand from the studios also encouraged Ballyfermot College to establish its animation diploma programme, a course that maintains a high international reputation to this day. The Irish animation boom of the early 90s was short-lived, however, and Murakami Wolf, along with other studios like Sullivan Bluth, eventually closed its doors. Many animators emigrated, but others instead opted to open their own studios, taking the skills they had learned here to work on new projects.
As Ballyfermot began to turn out graduates of this course, a lot of those people decided, okay, well maybe they should set up on their own rather than just going off to work for somebody else. Out of the Ballyfermot course came companies like Brown Bag, Cavalier, Jam Media.
It's an industry that's generating a lot of money for the economy, and it's keeping a lot of people employed. And there's colleges and people around that are feeding it, and it's, you know, that's fantastic for, you know, from these couple of companies coming in and setting up to actually then grow this industry is brilliant.
And over the past 20 years, those left behind by the US studios have gone on to build one of the biggest animation industries in Europe, with studios like Brown Bag, Keg Cartoons and Boulder Media producing some of the most popular cartoons in the world, much like Murakami Wolf did all those years ago.